Hey folks, what's up? Chef Jesse here. Well, listen, today very simple dinner. It's Sunday. We're having some nice ribeye steaks. Yeah, some ribeye steaks. I'll show you how they look. They look, look at that. And they have a lot of the marbleized, caramelized, whatever the hell it is. There it is. Look at that. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have some asparagus. Gilbert likes asparagus. We're gonna have some asparagus. And I am making, making some baked potatoes, and then I'm gonna have some corn, not on the cob, just corn. And I'm gonna show you in a minute how it's gonna look. So, folks, I'm gonna make some corn, and I'm gonna show you how I make it. I mean, corn out of a can. First thing to do is wash the can. Wash the can. Always. These cans sit in warehouses where sometimes rats walk around and they pee on top of these cans. And other bugs and all kind of stuff. So always wash the top of the can. Always. Before you open this, wash the top of the can. Okay? So let's do this. This thing is... Okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to open this up. I don't have an electric can opener. I have a lot of gadgets in this kitchen, but I don't have an electric can opener. And that's okay. I don't mind. I'm kind of old-fashioned. Okay? I'm going to drain the liquid. Okay, I'm going to turn on my stove. I'm using 2 teaspoons of butter. I'm going to melt the butter a little bit, and I'm going to throw my corn on top. And very simple. Okay. Now you probably tell me, well, I know how to do that. Well, that's fine. And then I'm going to put the corn in there. Okay. Now watch. I'm going to do something that you probably haven't seen. Sugar. Okay. And what I'm doing with this butter, it's going to get the nice salty and sweet. So it's going to be a sweet corn. Salty and sweet. Okay. Very simple. So I put some sugar in, I put some butter in it, and I'm going to melt it. And that's it. Very simple, right? You can do that, right? So folks, I'm cutting up some of my onions. Okay. Cut up some green onions, and this is going to be for my baked potato. Okay. My corn is just about done, and it's nice and hot. This is delicious. My onions are chopped up. I'm going to put some sour cream and onion in my potato. So, be right back. So folks, I'm going to be cooking some asparagus, and I'm going to be cooking some asparagus with some garlic and some butter, and I'm going to show you in a minute how. Let me put some garlic in here, and some butter, and some olive oil. Now, the reason I'm putting the olive oil in there is to prevent the butter from burning and the garlic from burning. So we're going to use some garlic, okay. So let me swing you over here. And this is here for I'm going to make the asparagus now. Okay? So this is I'm just going to cook these lightly. They're frozen, so I'm just going to cook them lightly. So let me just wait till that gets a little bit warm. And then in this pan here, I put some butter, some garlic. I chopped up 3-4 heads of garlic. I got some butter in there. I got some parsley. I usually use thyme, but I don't have any thyme. The spice, not thyme. I don't have any thyme, so put it in there. So I'm using parsley, which is probably the same thing. So and then this is getting warm here. I'm gonna throw my asparagus in here, like so. And the asparagus is frozen, so I'm gonna cook it frozen, so it'll keep that little crunchiness to it. And I'm gonna simmer that slowly. And in a few minutes when I come back, we're gonna start cooking our steaks. Okay? So stay tuned. Okay, folks. So my asparagus is almost done. It's inside this nice olive oil and garlic, butter, and with garlic on top. I don't want the garlic to burn, so you put olive oil in the butter there so that you prevent it from burning, okay? And these were frozen, so I'm warming them up, and they should be nice and warm, okay? At the same time, I have this skillet here. This is a cast iron skillet, one of my favorite skillets. And I am about to I'm warming this up. I have olive oil in here, I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I have some parsley, and I have a lot of garlic, and I have about 3 heads of garlic. And when this pan gets nice and hot, I'm going to throw my steaks in there. Now my steaks are not that thick, so I'm going to cook them 2-3 minutes on each side, which should be enough. And that's it. Okay, so these are shell steaks. These are shell steaks, as you see. They're about, well, I don't know, I don't really want to measure them, but okay. So before my garlic starts to burn, and it smells delicious, I'm going to throw my my steaks in there, okay? And again, I'm going to cook these. I'm going to cook these for about 3 minutes on each side, hopefully. I want the medium rare. So never put a fork to your steak, because you're going to lose your juices, and you don't want to lose the juices, right? So here we go. We're going to grill this on this bed of olive oil and garlic. And there goes the steaks in there. Look at that. There you go. So I put them on. I'm going to cook these for about 3 minutes on each side, give or take. This has a lot of fat in it, which is going to be good because it's going to keep the steaks from being, being hard. And these are ribeye steaks, so they should be nice and tender. And like I said, I'm not gonna flip them around every 10 minutes. I'm going to cook them for about 3 minutes on each side. I'm gonna flip them over, and then that's it. When I finish cooking them, I'm gonna let them cool off for 5 minutes or so while I make the rest of the food. Put it, I take the baked potato out of the oven and make the rest of the stuff. So my baked potatoes, I'm gonna turn the oven off, and in a few minutes I'm gonna flip these around. You're gonna see. So folks, what I'm doing now, I'm shearing the sides. See, and that's what I'm doing. And I shear the sides like so, look at that. Then I turn it around and I do the other side. And I do that to all around the whole edges. There you go. So I'm cooking the sides, basically shearing. See, look at that. And then I'm going to flip it like this, cook that side. And this takes quick. This is quick. The cast iron is great for this. It's nice and hot. Okay. And that side is cooked, and this side now, okay. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So let me go turn on my toast oven to get my garlic bread going. My bread. And yep. So I'm gonna keep an eye on these things. I don't want them to overcook. I don't want them overcooking. And if you can see on the side here, it's starting to cook over here to halfway, and halfway from the top to the bottom. So that's what you want. You want to cook it halfway, and not all the way through, because you want some, you want some rareness in there. Folks, my steaks are done. My steaks are done. I don't want to overcook them. These are going to be like medium rare, and this is starting to brown, which means it's starting to cook already, and I don't want to go past that. So I'm going to flip it one more time. Cook on one side. They smell delicious, and I keep. I want to get some. Get some of this. I get some of this garlic. Taste of the oil in there, and look at that, and look at that, and that's it, folks. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this off the burner, and I'm going to let it cool off, because you got to let the steak continue to cook itself internally. So off, and that's it, folks. Everything is done. So this is, you see, it keeps sizzling because it keeps cooking. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna come back with how we're gonna serve this. So folks, dinner is done, and I'm gonna take it to the table, because at the table everything looks good, it smells good, and it looks good, and we're gonna taste it. So let's go to the table. So folks, we're at the table, and let me give you a rundown. We have some steaks, ribeye steaks, boneless actually. Took the bone out. And Gilbert's got the asparagus, sauteed in garlic and butter and olive oil. He's got a baked potato with sour cream and onion. And we got some nice ciabatta bread. Let me show you how it looks. Nice and crunchy. Look at this. This is delicious. Oh, hot. It is And we got some sweet corn that I made with a bit of butter. Excuse me. A little bit of butter and some sugar. So you get that sweet and salty taste, okay? So let me bring this down and show you. Well, there goes your baked potato, asparagus, you see the garlic there? And there goes the steak. Look at that steak. Look at that steak. Corn. And that nice toasty bread I just took a bite of. That's nice and hot and toasty. Ciabatta bread. I love ciabatta bread. It's nice and toasty with just butter. And it's beautiful. Now you see this. This is when you have to leave the steak to cool off, because as you can see, the juices start to develop in the cook and develop and build themselves out. That's why you can't. You should never serve a steak and cut it up right away, because you'll lose your juice, and you don't want to lose your juice, right? No, but all jokes aside, folks, if you serve it and you start cutting it, the juices are going to flow out. So you need the juices in there to continue cooking, and it takes about 5 minutes or so. So when you take it out of the grill, whatever you're cooking it, you got to let it settle down. Now, a lot of people cook steak differently. Excuse me, well done, medium rare, whatever. I always say that steak has to be at least medium done, medium rare. Because other than that, you dry it out and it really loses its flavor. Beef is made to eat medium rare. I learned that recently, actually. Because, in the old days, people cook their beef, overcooked. And you really don't enjoy it. So you gotta have some blood in there. I know some people are sensitive to blood, but it's all, I don't know. It's to your appetite. So you can cook any way you want, but I like a little bit of blood in there. I like a little bit of redness in there, because it causes a nice tender piece of beef. But hey, if you want to cook it and overcook it, that's up to you, your preference. But I'd rather have a nice soft piece of beef, and especially when you pay these big prices for these things, you gotta learn how to cook it right. So anyway, it's up to you, folks. So anyway, let's go back to the kitchen. So folks, that's it for today's Sunday dinner, and I'm gonna go eat before the steak gets cold, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll probably eat something light, maybe a salad, maybe depending on the weather, maybe we eat something light like a summer salad or something. I don't know. We'll think of something tonight, but for now we're gonna go have steak, and that's it. So tomorrow's the start of a new week, new things, better things, and hopefully we'll get through this pandemic, and we'll put those masks up in a museum somewhere, and we will think about it in the next 100 years when the next pandemic comes. So I love you guys, I really do, from the bottom of my heart. This is Uncle Jesse, known as Chef Jesse, whichever way you want to call me. Love you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I know I said good night, but I have to show you this piece of steak. Got a little blood in it, but very nice and chewy. No steak sauce. I'm not into steak sauce. I like to taste it as, A1 just covers up the flavor. So there it goes. A little bit of redness inside, right? Or pink, whatever you want to call it. Like butter. If you're gonna eat a nice steak, cook it right, so you can enjoy it. Prices are expensive these days, and you take a big steak like this and you overcook it, you're gonna be eating like a sole of shoe. No good, folks. It's good. We'll see you guys tomorrow.